Hi guys, happy Tuesday. Yeah, happy Tuesday. So, Metatron's Cube. I wanted to go over Metatron's Cube again. There is a plethora of freaking information from the Mystica.com. So if you guys wonder where all this information comes from, it is from the Mystica. And why am I feeling so short? There we go, I don't feel so short now. So, we have Metatron's Cube's meaning, the origin, symbol, jewelry, sacred geometry, and how to use and draw it. So this is really fucking interesting. I love it. So, alright, here we go. The Metatron's Cube name comes from Metatron. So, the name Metatron refers to an angel and an archangel in certain branches of Christian mythology and Judaism. So, the Christian scriptures and the Jewish Tanka, whatever, do not. So, however, the Talmud mentioned him a few times. So primarily there was a mention in medieval Jewish text, as well as several other occult and post-scriptural esoteric sources. Post-scriptural, whatever. I like that. He serves the celestial scribe, and he is also the highest of the angels. Alright, this is really interesting right here. No wonder I love this. Okay, my main god I work with is Thoth, or Baphomet, or Pan. So, his name was also Thoth, the scribe in the Egyptian mythology. The angel kingdom and gods that are extraterrestrials, according to ancient alien theory. Ooh, ancient alien theorists. Giorgio. Aliens. So that's really interesting that this is also of Thoth. I love it. And some of these symbols, well, some of the Hebrew letters within Metatron's Cube actually kind of look like the mark of Cain, which is my next tattoo. Now, the origin of Metatron's Cube. Metatron is the guardian of the perfect forms, so they are in everything. Metatron's Cube is in the flower of life, and it is born of it. So it represents the full inner balance. Oh, I like it. So in this article, we'll concentrate on the Metatron's Cube, the sacred geometry element, also its spiritual meaning, and what it's all about. So, okay, within sacred geometry and the Metatron's Cube, it is simply a 2D geometric figure created from 13 circles. That's all it is. All of which are similar, one to the other. So the lines are drawn to pass through each of the circles at the center. A principal circle stands at the center, and the straight lines to the other 12 circles pass through its center. So 6 of the 13 circles are arranged in a hexagonal form around the celestial circle. So the remaining 6 extend outward along the same radial lines. The same radial lines. So there is a 2D resonance agreement between the Flower of Life and Metatron's Cube. The Flower of Life is a sacred geometry figure, and its name refers to Metatron mentioned earlier and in apocryphal texts. So like prophecies and end of days stuff. Literally. Where did I go? Okay, like the Book of the Palace and the second Book of Enoch. So yes. The text mentioned above placed Metatron to the second position to Yahweh in spiritual hierarchy. So the Metatron's Cube derives from the Tree of Life, the Talmuded? I don't know, Talmuded maybe? Correct me if I'm wrong. Excluded the Tree of Life from human experience during the Eden exile. So during the whole Garden of Eden crap. Now, it has led Johann Andreas, I'm not going to say the last name, I'm not going to butcher it, and some other scholars to describe Metatron's Cube as the source of humanity's knowledge of Yahweh. As a result, one can get a better understanding of the Tree of Life by studying Metatron's Cube. Now, orthographic projections can create many of the lines connecting the circles in Metatron's Cube, which would be really interesting to see. Like a projection, like from your phone, you can plug that like little thing into a docking station, and it projects onto a giant screen. That would be really cool to see. I would love to see that. And have all of it just kind of like they did with the Shiva thing on the side of like all the buildings. It is really cool, interesting. The projection and 3D images of like Shiva, and it was beautiful. If you guys ever saw that, it was gorgeous. So, all right, now where did I go? Shoot. Oh, okay, so the lines are drawn in a pattern including a cube with a cube. A cube within a cube, a 3D projection of a tesseract. So projections of a double, tetrahedron, stellated octahedron, and an octahedron, whatever. Yeah. So many fit the pattern of the Metatrons Cube. However, the verticals of the dotted central and whatever shapes do not have any coincidence with the central circle in the 13 lines that make up the Metatron's Cube. So the Metatron's Cube, as well as the Flower of Life, has 13 circles, given that the center of each of the circles is a node. So, and like the nodes are connected to one another, the process creates 78 lines. 78, I wonder where that number comes from. Many other shapes can also be formed within the cube, like a 2D flattened version of the popular 5 Platonic solids. The 5 Platonic solids. The pentagram. So the Metatron Cube forms the cube from his soul. The Metatron forms the cube from his soul, according to the early Kabbalistic scriptures. Okay, so the cubes have a track in Christian art, and it floats behind him or her on his chest. So some consider Metatron's Cube as a holy glyph also. It can also be used to ward off satanic powers and demons when it's drawn around a person or on an object. So the ancient civilizations, sage, and mystics have revered the Metatron's Cube through life. So its earliest history can be traced to some 13 billion years ago. And it is literally the Big Bang. So we can trace that to 13 billion years old? Wow. The Metatron's Cube further explains the intelligence of God in giving birth to the universe. It also opens humans' eyes to the expanding field of creation in every direction of space and time. That's insane. That is insane how old the Metatron's Cube is. Wow. That's So the source of energy. So the Metatron's Cube acts as a channel via the source of energy, creates the potential field of creation. So this is a field of very high vibrational frequencies with the capacity to ripple out through existence, leading to the creation of a physical matter, sound, and color. Ooh, and I love how you guys spell color, the French way, the Canadian way, which I do. I love it. Thank you. Creation of physical matter occurs at the lower levels of vibration. So it represents the field of source energy, and it permeates through all level and aspects of creation. It proves that God is the entire field of love. So love in this context is an acronym for life, live one vibrational energy. The Metatron's Cube also shows that God is the physical matter, sound, color, and wave described by the cube. So, and then many people place, different names on God. So, I really honestly think all religions worship the same God. We just different names for the same thing. So I love this. Alright, now, where to go? Elements. So water, air, fire, and earth represent channels via which God's light expands infinitely in the Metatron's Cube. So these elements represent the principal substance in subsets, like space, energy, subatomic particles, atom, DNA, animals, plants, humans, planets, and the solar system. Oh, I want to get into more quantum physics and DNA and subatomic particles. I love subatomic, all of it. Now the number 13. So as hinted earlier, the Metatron's Cube has 13 spheres, with all of them held together by several lines, drawn through the midpoint of the central circle to connect with every other circle in the Metatron's Cube. The straight line's name is masculine, while the spheres or circle's name is feminine. So we have an equal, yes, all-inclusive equal love, literally. So consequently, the Metatron Cube depicts the weaving together of male and female polarities and creating the oneness field of the infinite all. So the 13 circles in the Metatron's Cube stands for the 13 archangels who stand before God. So each of them keeps an element of creation, therefore initially expand creation field in every direction of time and space. I love that. The 13 archangels depicted in the Metatrons Cube are at every level of creation, from the densest of physical matter to the highest vibrational frequency pulses at the core of God. So this means they are present everywhere imaginable. So by inference, the archangels can be present in every human. So, and they can continue, and they can be contributory, whatever, to the human existence. The archangels are within humans. Humans have the power or potential to involve them through the 13 energy centers present in humans towards bringing balance to any of the elements. So the 13 energy centers are below. So first is Earth Gateway, second is Earth Star, third to ninth represents the primary chakras, which create the human physical body via elements separation. 10th is Soul Star, 11th is the Pleiades, 12th is Sirius, and the 13th is Core of the Galaxy. Now the 13 spheres in Metatron's Cube also represents the 13 sacred keys of creation. Now, that is interesting. That is very interesting. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think? I like it. I like that. But where did it, I thought there was a lot more information than this. It's just, it seriously is amazing. So, well, let's see, Metatron. Alright, we'll go back to Metatron. Okay, so now we have just another, just basic, whatever for the definition of Metatron, which would be, Metatron is an angel mentioned in Hebrew apocalyptic literature, and frequently referred to as the Prince of the Countenance. So in the Talmud, he is described as being seated next to Elijah Abuya, as having a name like that of his master, and even in some manuscripts as the Lesser Yahweh. He is also identified with Jehol, mentioned in the Apocalypse of Abraham, who was responsible for the highest tasks in heaven and performed many ascribed to the Archangel Michael. Simultaneously, he is associated with Enoch, who walked with God, Genesis 5:22. So the Kabbalists noted his name in Hebrew could be spelled with either 7 letters or 6 letters. The 7-letter Metatron was identified with the supreme emanation from the Shekinah, while the 6th letter with Enoch. Alright, what is the Talmud? So, okay, we'll go into that just for a little bit. So, Talmud, so from Hebrew, IMD, learn, study, teach. Okay, it's the body of teaching, commentary, and discussion of the Jewish Amoraim on the Mishnah. There are 2 Talmuds, the Jerusalem or Palestinian Talmud, which was originated in Erez, Israel, around 300 AD, and the Babylonian Talmud, which was completed about 600 AD. Both works are commentaries on some or all of the Mishanic orders of Zeram, Moed, Nashim, and Nagzim. The Babylonian Talmud also includes commentaries on Kodaism and Tohorot. Okay, the commentaries on the Mishnah are known as Gemara. The language of the Jerusalem Talmud is Western Aramaic, and in general the discussion is concise. So the supremacy of the Babylonian Talmud was finally established by the 11th century, as Isaac Alfsai put it. We rely on Talmud since it is later in time, and they where'd I go? Okay, we rely on our Talmud since it is later in time, and they were more versed in Talmud than we are. Rav Ashi and Tavina traditionally brought the process of editing the Babylonian Talmud to an end, but there is evidence that the Shalvanarium continued this work until the end of the 6th century. The work consists mainly of oral discussions as they were held in the academies, and often the discussions are discursive. The entire Talmud contains around 2.5 million words. Wow. 1/3 halakha. That's Hebrew. And 2/3 Haggadah. I hope I said that right. So its varied discussions on particular problems and situations render it great historical value, since the range of these topics include folklore, manners, customs, popular proverbs, prayers, ceremonial and medical remedies. Ooh, I like that. I might have to try to get my hands on this book. So one becoming authoritative commentaries only on it were produced. So the most popular and influential was that of Rashi, completed in the 12th and the 13th centuries. So, by the Taoists, yeah, you guys know what I mean. As it was completed in manuscript, numerous readings of the text came about. Individual treaties were printed by the end of the 15th century. The first complete edition was printed in Venice in 1520 to 1523 by the Christian Daniel Homburg. So it is printed with the Gemara following each Mishnah. Rashi's commentary is printed on the inside margin, and that of the Tosafot on the outside. The study of the Talmud remains a religious duty, and the text was deemed submersive and dangerous by the Christian Church, well, obviously, which frequently ordered it burned from the 13th to the 16th centuries, and included it on the first index in 1559. Yeah, I want to get my hands on this book and see what this is all about, because this is very interesting. So, that's really, really interesting. That gives you a lot of stuff to go on about Metatrons Cube and how to actually use it and how to use that power. So that is, I like that. It's incredible. What do you guys think? I'm loving it. It's incredible. Alright, guys. I will see you guys tomorrow. I love you all very much. Everybody stay safe, please. Please stay safe. And yeah, I love you guys. And thank you guys for all the comments and everything. And you're wonderful people, and I love you all. So, all my love, all the way from Venus, all the way back down. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Surprise drug test for my assistant today. No, I'm kidding. Totally joking. Alright guys, I love you all, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.